Hi, so this is a quick screencast to show you a couple of things that you'll need to know about inspiration for your math project in Block 1. So you're going to be creating a web about subtraction. The first thing you want to make sure is that you have inspiration either downloaded on your own desktop, or if you're on campus, then you're using one of our computers at the school where it is downloaded, it's software there. And if you're off campus, you need to make sure that you have an account and that you follow the directions on the virtual desktop. So that's the very first thing you need to do, is to make sure that you can access the software. This is not an open source. It does cost money and it's quite expensive. So if you're going to be using this in the classroom, you want to make sure that your school can afford to buy a site license for it. There is a 30-day trial, which if you want to use the 30-day trial, you want to just make sure that whatever project you're doing in class will meet that time requirement. Okay, so let's get started. I just downloaded the 30-day trial because I'm at home and I'm not at school, so I'm not using their software. So I'm going to go into my applications and I'm going to open up Inspiration. And you can see here where it says it's a trial edition, which means mine is limited. The one that you have on campus is unlimited, but it won't make any difference for what we're doing here today. Okay, so you'll get a pop-up that asks, what do you want to start with? And if you already have a project started, you can open here any recent files. We're just going to start something new, so it's a diagram is what you're creating. So there are so many choices that you have with this program. If you look over here in the corner, you can see sort of the toolbar. I'll move it over so you can see it a little better. So this is your toolbar, and up here are some more tools for you. This is basically a way to organize thoughts and brainstorming. So if you want to think about all of these symbols, that's what this is up here, symbols. There are tons and tons of symbols in the library. So these are the different symbols. Look at them all. It's fabulous. So I guess since this is math, let's do math 2D shapes. Okay? So I'm going to choose square because I'm kind of square. So your main idea, and this I want to make this sort of a larger box. So I'm just going to drag it. And then I'm going to type my main idea. My main idea for this project that you're doing in math is subtraction. And then from subtraction, you have several sub-ideas. And so I'm going to use the same square, or you can use anything you want. There are a billion of these. So I know that this is going to be a little bit bigger, but not as big as the main idea, right? And so one of my sub-ideas is going to be materials. And then another one, I want it to be just a little bit bigger, is going to be methods. And you can move these around anywhere you want. And if you scroll your screen, you can see that you have plenty of space. And then let's say we'll have one more, and we're going to call that one, make it a little bit bigger. We're going to call that one prior knowledge. Okay, so now I have my ideas, my main idea and my sub-ideas, but they're just sort of floating around in outer space. So I want to link them together. And that's where this idea of the link over here comes in. It says link how you can connect your symbols together. So here's the trick. Your link can have arrows going a million different directions, or it can have no arrows. If you want it to go in a certain direction, like from subtraction to prior knowledge, you want to click on your originating point, point A first, and then point B next, and you can see how the arrow is going that way. If you don't want any arrow at all, you can go to link, arrow direction, no arrows. If you want to change it to going both ways or the other way, whatever you want is fine with you, fine with me. So I'm going to do no arrows. So I'm going to link all of these, subtraction, link, to methods, and then subtraction, and I'm going to link it to materials, right? Now, if you don't want any arrows, then you just click no arrows, and that's easy to do. If you want to show the relationship going in one direction or both directions, then you can change your arrow direction. Okay? You have lots of choices with this software. It's really wonderful. Okay, so this is sort of the beginning of your project. And then as you find more subgroups for each of these, you'll click either circles or whatever you want to click. It's up to you. I mean, that's the creative part of this. And you'll add those in. Let's say materials. You'll add your title. So from materials, it might be number line, right? And so I'm going to make another link. But now, do I want to go from a number line to here? No, I don't think so. So I think I'm going to switch my link. And I can send it out the other way or just do no direction, which is really what I'm doing here. Okay. So now I added a number line, which is materials. I need a number line. And then another one that I might add over here for materials would be groupable and non-groupable models, right? So I'm just going to put models. And that would also have a link from materials to models. And if you wanted to go that direction, fine. If not, then you can do no arrows. Okay, so let's say you have now created your map. And you can create it any way you want. Remember, you have all of these options up here. You can change the text if you want. You can shadow your symbol if you want. You can make any kind of link that you want. You have effects if you want to do line patterns that aren't just straight lines, but that might be striped lines. You can fill in your boxes or your shapes, your symbols, whatever you want if you like that. You can do line thickness if I wanted to make a thicker line that went from one to the other. You can do that. There's all kinds of choices for you. Here's a big fat line. See how nice and thick that is? So it's all up to you, and I would take some time to really explore this and make it your own, make it creative, any way that you want. So once you have sort of today's work done, now you're going to have all these drafts throughout the semester, and you're going to save them one way, and then when you're all done and it's perfect and complete and wonderful and ready to upload to TK20, then you're going to save it as something else. So we're going to go through that now. All right, so that will be the next screencast. This was just how to create it, and the next screencast is how to save it. Thank you so much.